Hello, hello! Welcome to Northern Waters, everybody. I am Phoenix61. Make sure to like the video if it's good. If it's good, don't do it right now. Wait until you figure out if it's good or not, then you can like it. But you can subscribe to the channel. That'd be nice. We are in the Midway today, so I have been trying to do some decent carrier videos. And like most people, when you first start playing carriers, you kind of suck at it. So we're getting a little bit better. The Midway is very challenging, right? So what we're doing here is, I mean, I'm lining up the zone, but so those torps will go like halfway through that zone. So I don't expect them to hit anything, but basically the point of that, where a lot of people call it pre-dropping, right? So just so you don't have planes under fire. Especially right off the bat in the beginning of the game, right? You'll lose a lot of planes that way. And then I noticed the enemy carrier dropped his fighter right at the same spot we did, so I literally was running away from them. Like they'll eat up my entire squad in seconds if they were to have chased me, right? So that was the. Normally I would have kept going on the sea side. Where the sea cap is, and just kind of got more spots, but I literally just wanted to run away from the fighters that he had dropped, right? So run away. So now we're picking up everybody else's ships, and we're getting lots of spots, and we need to find somebody who's a little bit lonely to kind of go after, right? So that we don't waste our airplanes to anti-air fire here. And we are going to pick up a destroyer here, and ooh, actually it looks like it might be two. So he's going to smoke, that's fine, we're not going for him, but at least we got the spot on him, so our team knows somebody's en route there, right? And then this is where I'm talking about it's going to be just tough. There's too many ships that can shoot us right now, especially their carrier. So if we get torps off here, this will just be a freaking miracle at this point. But so I'm dropping it just just before it's really aimed, so I doubt that'll hit, but it looked like, I don't know, maybe that back one would have. And then these are the 3 torpedo hits that we got on the, what was it, a Yamato or Musashi or something that was out there. So we'll head in that direction again and pick on him, because that went pretty well, aside from all the airplanes that we got shot down, right? So so I am, for the most part, I'm using the, pushing forward on the joystick to get my airplanes to their targets as fast as possible. Dropping the fighter there just because we saw the enemy airplanes flying underneath us. So that was perfect opportunity to send our fighters. And so we will go after this battleship here. And then I imagine, yes, we're getting shot down. We shot down 4 enemy airplanes with those fighters. Just a beautiful bomb drop here. That worked out really, really great. That did a good chunk of damage too, right? So we are taking fire, and we're going to try and see if we can't swing back around. We're going to use our dodging consumable here and see if that helps us out a little bit. But if we can get another decent hit on this Musashi, yes, that guy's going. 50,000 damage done already, and that fire is still burning. Burn, baby, burn. But yes, with the Midway, you really have to play. It's a whole different strategy than some of the other carriers, especially the ones at the lower tiers, right? A lot of times with those lower tier carriers, you can just throw your planes away. You can fly directly overhead, and the anti-air fire is not that bad. I'm gonna get the kill with the fire there. But with the Midway, and I think pretty much any of this goes for any of the like higher tier carriers, right? You really got to be a little bit more conservative. So you'll spend a little bit more time staying out of range of anti-air fire from ships, and then lining up shots and stuff like that. So and then pre-dropping, it all depends on the carrier and the setup and stuff like that. But pre-dropping some torpedoes, so you're not flying your whole squadron into just terrible enemy territory for those planes to get shot down. We get some awesome, all 4 torps hit there. We will use our dodgy consumable-y thingy-mabob and see if we can't swing back around here. This one's a little bit struggle, like these guys, when you're doing your bombing run, they don't turn that great, and then the like alignment to the like aiming reticle, whatever you want to call it, that shows up as you're doing your run. Like it goes really slow to kind of point forward when you're trying to turn like that. So that was our downfall there. We weren't able to get any more torpedoes off. But that puts us up to 87,600 damage. That is pretty... You know, I've ended the game with that much. That would be a decent amount for a carrier. I feel like carriers are challenging to play as, and so, you know, even just having what normally would have been a modest game as any other ship, I feel like you're doing good if you're getting this high of a score as a carrier. The other thing too, a lot of people like to preach, if you're the aircraft carrier, your job is to go after the destroyers. There is some truth to that, and I can agree with that a little bit. So we're doing a drop here just to, because all of their ships are so clustered together, I know we're going to go down fast, right? So I'm sending those boys back to the carrier, right? So I have a full load later. But so there's definitely an opportunity to be going after destroyers, right? And so you'll see me take advantage of that and make sure that I spot them, you know, kind of when it's convenient for me or when it's like really, really necessary, right? This is going to be an easy drop on this Obovosk. Let's see. Nothing. Oh, 2 incapacitations, so good. But yes, in this example here, like I'm not getting shot down a lot. You know, I'm not getting shot at a lot by anti-air, right? So I will do my part and kind of go after these guys, or at least keep them spotted, right? But since I am taking so much fire, I know my planes aren't going to last that much longer, I kind of figure I might as well drop some bombs anyway. And I was so keeping my fingers crossed for that kill there, and it just still didn't work out for us. So, as you can see, now we do not have a full squad of torpedo bombers, so this is what I was talking about. We planned for this, right? To basically do those pre-drops of... these are dive bombers, my bad. But you know, you do those pre-drops so that you save some planes, basically, right? Because it takes them a lot longer to kind of rebuild or regenerate, whatever you want to call it, versus them actually flying back and making it back to the carrier, right? So if you can do pre-dropping when it's appropriate, when it makes sense, you know, go for it. Highly recommend. We will come back here. So we're going to do that here just because I know, so I'll have one extra plane, so we'll lose we'll probably lose the extra plane, and then hopefully the 3 that are in the like bombing run when we do this run, hopefully the 3 of them survive, right? So we'll go for this Alaska. We are doing full forward as fast as we can here. Try and line this shot up. It's looking good. He's moving backwards, which makes life a little bit easier for us just because that's a slower movement, right? And then we took our time before releasing those bombs, and that is a huge chunk of damage there, up to 110,000 with that fire burning. Oh, nope, he stopped the fire. But yeah, so now we only have 2 bombing runs worth of bomber dudes. And I kind of wish I should have switched to torpedoes, but we did not do that, right? Keeping an eye on their carrier as well. He has been getting picked on by a destroyer and our cruiser because we took out everything else on the sea side. So we've been moving our carrier around to try and kind of keep us closer to the battle whenever possible. That is something you want to keep in mind, and you know, if you don't know this, you can use the map view to tell your carrier to go wherever you want. So you pick a quadrant and push X on it. And your carrier will autopilot there, right? So not enough people use that or do that, and it is highly valuable thing to know and thing to do, right? So we got such a decent hit on that Alaska before, so we're coming back for more. It just felt so good, right? Such a good drug, and then of course we only get 1 bomb, but we do get a fire there. And American ships in general have a pretty decent AAA, so. Those guys aren't going to survive, and that's why you pre-drop, so you don't get all those airplanes shot down, right? There is some give and take and risk reward with doing that, but yes, in that scenario, it was probably helpful. And now there are only 2 ships left on this enemy team. This is turning out to be a pretty quick game. So we will tell our carrier to go help with the A-cap, right? Because by the time we get there, all their ships are going to be dead, and it's not going to matter anyway, so. You can definitely still YOLO push with your carrier when when you just know you're going to win the game, right? You might as well go in. This gets us closer to the enemies, and then your whatever you want to call it, time to target. So you're not spending half the game flying towards enemies to do damage on them, right? So if you've got your carrier in an appropriate spot, you'll get to the enemy quicker and be able to do more damage, right? So we lead him as best we can, and this will be our opportunity to turn around and try and get a second run. I was actually thinking I had dropped those short, but we do get one hit there. And so we have learned our lesson, and we are going to aim further in front of him this time, because he's moving quite quickly. These torpedoes from these guys travel pretty slowly, so you do have to account for that too, right? But of course that gives them quite a bit more time. Can we get this kill? It gives them quite a bit more time to react to. But yes, we get it. But yeah, we would have hit all 4 of those if, if he had any health left. We'll see where we end up on the leaderboard. Like I said, if I'm like top half with my carrier, I am happy. So we took 3rd place there on our team, so that is phenomenal. Good job. Go me. Right. Made 125,000 credits on a legendary tier. That is the bomb. We'll take it. We will take it. So I have mine, and you can probably argue 7 different ways how to outfit your commander here, but I have mine set up for a lot of anti-air stuff like that. So we will take out any airplanes that are coming anywhere near us. Aircraft's cruise speed helps us with getting to targets quicker. Then you could pick whether you like the torpedo bombers or the dive bombers here to give them some more hit points, that kind of thing. And then I don't do like concealment with the carriers, because I'm always going to try and keep him hidden anyway. Try and keep him in an appropriate spot and far away from danger. So I felt like adding concealment to my carrier was kind of meh. It's kind of mute. So and then of course the fully packed, it gives your planes all your consumables an extra charge. So that's super valuable. So I almost always pick that with carriers. But thank you for watching, guys. Please make sure to subscribe to the channel, follow us. And we will have more World of Warships videos on the way.